Hi.
Maybe I can lead off.
Yes, I love it. I'm Jennifer Moore, and this is my husband, Lofton Moore, and we have been married for going on 24 years. Do you know?
December the 20...
Look at your ring.
Oh yeah, it's right in there. 1995.
Okay, there you go.
I felt God's presence my whole life. There would be opportunities and doors would just open for me. It was just my task really to walk through them. I'd have to say I oftentimes walked through a door and I thought it was the opportunity that God had for me, and come to find out it wasn't. It was my flawed plan. But the great thing for me is that God can take that mistake on my part and then just change circumstances and get me back on the right path. So I've just been blessed immensely, blessed with a wonderful wife, blessed with 3 incredible sons, blessed more than obviously I deserve.
When the opportunity, the door opened for us to come to Texas from California, my husband and I had been feeling that we needed to go somewhere, that something was coming up. My husband got an opportunity to come to Texas, and I don't think we could have tried to make that happen if we wanted to. I think it was a God thing. We both believe it was a God opportunity. We believe we are in Texas because God wants us in Texas.
The importance of finding a church and getting involved is really, I would say, self-protection. My middle son told me about the book, and it's my favorite book, is Screw Tape Letters by C.S. Lewis. And I read that, and it was so powerful for me of how Satan could take the best situation and turn it negatively. From that book, I just realized how important it was for me to, one, engage in the church, and the other thing is the life groups. The church is really like, I think, cloaking ourselves in armor.
We came from a strong church family in California, and it was hard to leave. It made it easier to know that we were going to be focused on finding that. And I will say that CityView was our 5th church that we looked at. We went to 4 other churches, and they were all good. Nothing negative to say, but it just wasn't it. And I don't know, when we came to CityView, we came at the right time. I think it was God's purpose, and we just felt at home, and it was what we were looking for.
We had actually planned to be at a different church that Sunday morning, and we went early. It was going to be an 8 o'clock service, and we were sitting in the parking lot, and we knew how important it was to have a life group, and we just realized from the parking lot that this wasn't the right church for us. So we got online immediately. We found CityView. I was reading about Jason, and I read about his goal of planting 100 churches. I've got to go meet this guy. And so we met Jason that day. We met Travis. We met Alan, and it just felt like home.
It felt like home.
Always believe that I'm even.
From my earliest memory, I had a relationship with God, and I cannot explain it. I accepted Jesus at camp when I was in 4th or 5th grade, but I never got baptized. I really didn't even understand the meaning of baptism. My 2 younger sons got baptized in their teens, and I went, wow, they got baptized, and I watched them get baptized. I hadn't been baptized, and I wanted it. It just didn't happen right, but when we came here and there was an opportunity and to belong to the church, I just knew, and I was so excited for me to get baptized. It was just so special. As our family and as my husband and I take this step forward, it's so important for God to lead the way, because looking in hindsight, it's always easier to see, if you look in the rearview mirror, how God has led us. And for the longest time, I used to just go kind of blindsided, and then by God's grace, I could look back and say, look how God has blessed me. I can say, you know what, I'm not even going to risk it. I'm just going to say, God, just take this and lead us, because I believe that He has led us this far so purposefully. I just know we are in the right place.
Yeah, for me, letting God lead my life, I think it's just come from experience, because I've made just about every mistake that you could possibly make. and then God turns things around for me. And then I don't always see that when it's happening. It's typically after the fact. But then I see that, and I can just see then how perfect God's plan is compared to what I was trying to do. You know, in Jeremiah, God tells me that He has plans for me to prosper, plans for my future, and He's shown it so many times. I just have to trust it and just move forward.